The fluorescent lights hum above you as you stand at the edge of a stainless steel bench, holding a labeled vial you were not allowed to question. You are a lab assistant. You record numbers, clean surfaces, and follow instructions that arrive without context. No one explains what the experiment is for. You notice early that the people who ask questions do not stay long. Your responsibilities are simple but precise. You prepare samples, calibrate equipment, and log results into systems you cannot access beyond your assigned fields. The work is repetitive, controlled, and constantly monitored. Cameras observe the room from fixed angles. Conversations are minimal and functional. You begin to understand that accuracy is valued more than understanding. At this level, your power is limited to execution. You are replaceable, interchangeable with anyone trained to follow the same protocols. But even here, there is a subtle shift. You start to notice patterns in the data you record. Small inconsistencies, repeated anomalies that are dismissed by those above you. You consider mentioning them, but you decide not to. You learn that silence maintains stability. The environment is crowded, filled with movement and noise. Shared benches, shared terminals, shared responsibility. But the longer you stay, the more you feel isolated within it. You are surrounded by people, but no one speaks beyond necessity. You begin to separate your thoughts from your actions. Eventually, your consistency is noticed. Not publicly, but through a quiet reassignment. Your access changes. Your badge opens a different door. You are now a junior researcher. The space is quieter. Fewer people, more screens. Your responsibilities expand beyond execution into interpretation. You are given partial datasets and asked to produce summaries. You are still not told the full objective, but now you are expected to think within controlled boundaries. You begin attending briefings, short, structured meetings, where senior researchers outline tasks without revealing conclusions. You are encouraged to contribute, but only within the framework provided. When you suggest an alternative interpretation once, the room becomes still. The idea is acknowledged, then redirected. After that, you adjust your approach. Your power increases in subtle ways. You can influence how data is presented. You can highlight certain outcomes and minimize others. You begin to understand that results are not only discovered, but shaped. The psychological cost begins quietly. You start filtering your own thoughts before expressing them. You align your conclusions with expectations, even when the data suggests otherwise. Not because you are instructed to, but because you recognize the pattern of approval. The environment reflects this shift. Your workspace is partially enclosed. A desk, a terminal, a controlled view of the lab floor below. You are no longer part of the noise. You observe it from a distance. Your work becomes more efficient, more precise, less personal. Time passes without clear markers. Promotions are not announced. They are assigned. You are now a research scientist. You are given ownership of specific projects, defined areas of study where you are expected to produce consistent, usable outcomes. You now manage lab assistants. You assign tasks, review logs, and correct errors. You begin to see your previous role reflected in them. Your authority is recognized within your domain. Your name appears on internal reports. Your conclusions carry weight, but only within the limits set above you. You are trusted to operate independently, but not to redefine direction. This is where your first clear compromise occurs. A dataset produces an unexpected result. It contradicts the projected outcome. You review it multiple times. The data is correct. When you present it, the response is measured. You are asked to verify, then to contextualize, then to adjust the framing. You are not told to change the result. You are guided to present it in a way that maintains alignment with broader objectives. You comply. The shift is not immediate, but it is permanent. You begin to see data as something flexible, something that can be positioned. Your environment changes again. Your office is private now. A door that closes. Screens that display live feeds of ongoing experiments. You spend less time in the lab and more time analyzing, reporting, adjusting. Your interactions decrease. Conversations become strategic. You are no longer learning the system. You are operating within it. You are promoted without ceremony. You are now a lead scientist. Your responsibilities expand beyond projects into people. You oversee multiple research teams. You coordinate timelines, allocate resources, and ensure alignment with institutional goals. You attend higher-level briefings where information is still limited, but more structured. You begin to see the edges of the system, not fully but enough to understand its shape. There are layers above you that remain inaccessible, but their influence is clear in every directive you receive. Your power is now operational. You can approve or terminate experiments. You can redirect entire lines of research. Your decisions affect not just data, but careers. The cost increases accordingly. You are expected to maintain performance under constant pressure. Deadlines compress. Expectations rise. You begin working longer hours not because you are told to, but because the margin for error disappears. Sleep becomes irregular. Your thoughts remain active even when you are not working. You start to view problems as continuous processes rather than tasks with endpoints. Trust decreases. You review everything. You question assumptions, including your own. You rely less on others and more on controlled systems. The environment reflects your status. A larger office, minimal design, fewer personal items, a controlled space designed for focus. Windows reveal the city, but you rarely notice it. You are no longer part of the research. You are managing it. Time compresses further. You are now a principal investigator. At this level, you define direction. You propose initiatives, secure funding, and represent your division in high-level discussions. You interact directly with executive leadership. You are given partial visibility into the broader objectives of the institution. You begin to understand the purpose behind the work. Not fully, but enough to see its implications. Your power is strategic. You decide which questions are worth asking, which areas receive attention, which results are advanced and which are archived. The psychological cost becomes more pronounced. You are aware of the impact of your decisions, but you are also aware of the constraints. There are outcomes that are preferred and outcomes that are not. You adjust accordingly. Your identity shifts. You are no longer defined by curiosity. You are defined by control. The environment becomes more isolated. Executive meeting rooms, controlled access, conversations that occur behind closed doors. You spend less time speaking and more time listening. You are included in discussions where information is fragmented by design. Each participant knows only what is necessary. You recognize this structure. You have been part of it for a long time. You are now trusted with decisions that cannot be reversed. Eventually, you are called into a room you have not entered before. It is quiet, minimal, no windows. You are informed of a final promotion. You are now part of the executive scientific authority. There is no formal title beyond this. No public recognition. Your role is not documented in any visible system. Your access is unrestricted. For the first time, you see the complete structure, the full scope of the work, the outcomes that have been guided, shaped, and controlled over time. You understand now that I thought I had everything that night. The trophies were polished, the house was quiet, and my name meant something in rooms I wasn't even in anymore.